So you get healed again. Yeah, you try to put the opposite side. Yeah, I think so. So it's like I'm keeping it back. I'm keeping it back, and then as I'm moving my body down, I'm trying to move my shoulder to make sure.
If you come through.
Now, do you see what I mean? Like this moment, I feel like you're trying to scramble. Yeah. Because I'm on top of it. So just say, when you're doing this, try to do it in one big movement, but you're trying to put your shoulder over the top of your shoulder. So this pins in back, and at the minute he's kind of pinning my body, whatever you want. This shoulder is well underneath here. See that distance there? And so don't feel away. So what we're trying to do is, as I'm getting here, I want to put, the minute I've got my shoulder, see how my shoulder's now on top of his? Yeah. Right into me. And what he's feeling is pressure on that shoulder. And basically,
So what we do is between your shoulders, yeah, I do that big.
yeah.
Underneath this.
Yeah, so the angle goes from being his right shoulder, is say here, and I'm kind of being squashed. And so I'm moving my body to get under, and eventually this shoulder comes around his shoulder and goes on top. So it's almost like he's being Americana. So this is happening to his arm. If go down, if I go to either go here or here, the key thing is you don't let the hands split. So if I go inside here, what Adam wants to do is keep both his hands that side of my arm. He wants to keep his hands that side of my arm. What he doesn't want is the split. But if this split begins to happen, well, look at where this would be. Just sort of thing. Look at where this would be. I would be here. And this is where, like Henry says, if we were this way round, Henry would say, here's a sort of standard thing of escaping this. And yeah, you could try and roll me or whatever, but you know, if I'm good, I'm going to be dropping. But Henry's thing will be, oh, get the arm to the other, no, switch the arm all the way around the other side and try and go out the back door. With everything we kind of, yeah. And so, what I'm really saying is, why the fuck do I want my arm up there in the first place? Is it protecting my neck? I would say no. I don't feel that arm is usually protecting the neck. This usually is anybody good getting smashed. My arms have been split, and now I've got to get the arm to the bottom side to then come out. So why have it up there?
Someone top of the hip and it off the inside.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same game. He starts trying to do this to my arm. If I stay here, I've got a reasonable shot at actually doing that to him, putting that shoulder, my shoulder on the back of his shoulder. Because I'm not giving up the underhooks. And because I'm not giving up the underhooks, I'm very mobile, provided I don't allow my hands to be split. So the harder, however we do it, and I don't know all the answers, of course, but however we do it, the concept is, if you can find ways of keeping your hands together, he's got a nightmare, because what I've effectively got is almost a double underhook coming up, the more he opens the arm. So he stays here, I pin, and I move on this arm. He starts trying to split the arms. You know, our option is trying to get back to that idea again. I might end up in north-south, but I'm burrowing and I'm keeping the inside position. And there's a conflict here between the inside position, or a potential conflict mentally between whether we label this as the inside position when, well, it is the inside position, but do we have inside position when we're in front of his arm or under his arm? So what I mean is, if both my arms are here, is this the inside position? I would say it is, and I would say I still have inside position here.
Yeah.
Right? He might start head rocking me. I'll try and wrap my head in all the gallery game. Yeah, and this can be horrible. There's no doubt, I don't want to be waiting here for this to happen. This is the basic problem. But having got to this step, he really needs an underhook to really do anything real. If I can start getting this up on this arm, stopping him connecting his legs is my primary concern once they into my knees. There's a bit of a gain there. But I'd still rather we got really good at that. And I think the real question is not getting the arms split. If I had to really get it down to one thing, if I have my arms together, I most likely have inside position, at least with regards to the space under my from my armpits to my, whether that's called axillary, axillary, whatever it was. I posted on Wikipedia, but it's this line. It's like called the axillary plane, and there's like 3 types of it. I don't think that amounts too much. It depends on like front, back, true side, but it's this bit. Any questions on that at all, or observations? Anything?
I think we've been rolling the last couple of days. I think everyone's been trying to not give, and I've noticed everyone's much more awkward to roll with. Like,
yeah,
catpin is easy because it's transition.
It's hard.
So,
yeah.
The pulling game is the same as standing as well. Like, you sort of palming off that to creep that back under and vice versa. You know, when they try and get into the sides, just keeping that. Feels like that's the initial game.
Yes.
Stop that and you stop at 90% of what we're trying to do.
And I think as well, if you can keep your spine straight and your shoulders contracted, I think yes, but forwards basically. If I keep my shoulders forwards, it creates a rocking dynamic. So that'd be the same as stand up. If he starts grabbing my head down there, and that's all we're doing with Gracie self-defense, is we're just forcing him down that line. Yeah. Just get your body, settle there.